Hi, hello. Welcome to Devon Monk's Works and Worlds. And as you may have noticed, things are a little different around here. I have changed the background so that there's a little more room behind me, fixed the lights up a little bit, and invited somebody in for an interview. I thought it would be fun to have my amazing brother, Darell, come and talk about his new channel that he's starting on YouTube that is very exciting, and I am going to be watching it every week or month or whenever you put it out. And so anyways, I brought him along to talk about it, but first, let me show you, as I usually do, the knit thing that I'm giving away in my newsletter this month. It is. It is a manatee.
Super cute.
It turned out pretty good, right? Yeah, it's a manatee with ping pong puddle-like hands. And yeah, it's very squishy, pretty happy. It actually turned out happier than I expected. There we go. See, look at that. And so this will be given away in my newsletter. I try to give away one knit toy a month in my newsletter. So sign up at devonmonk.com. There's a newsletter, sign up there. And you will be in the running for getting a hand knit toy, a toy that I've knit.
Well, I actually brought something to share with the show. It's kind of more up your alley.
Okay, I want to see.
And not mine. But it's kind of both.
Okay.
Here we go. I'm getting it out of this package. I'll show you the package afterwards.
Okay.
But it is... Ooh.
I love this. Look at the lights on the bottom. This goes on the rearview mirror of a car, right?
Yeah, that's basically when we're going to do our travels, we're going to take this with us. And I'm understanding this is crochet.
This crochet, yeah, okay. Yeah. It's
I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, no, it's done really nicely. It's nice and it's good stiff fabric. Like when you crochet toys and stuff, you want it to be really tight so the stuffing doesn't show. So This looks really good. So that's cool. Awesome.
And so we got this off of Etsy. And it was from E.T. Craft Studios. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. Yeah. E.T. Craft Studios. Yeah, I think so.
Good.
And so anyhow, yeah, it's really cute. My wife got it for me, and I'm going to be taking it with us on our trips.
Nice. Okay, so that just gets us right into what your channel is about. So tell me, you decided to do a YouTube channel. What should we start with? Can you tell me what your channel is and what it's called?
Well, it's UnderTheOregonMoon. And it's just basically about everything paranormal, UFO, high strangeness, and all that. Basically, we're going to talk about it, me and my brother Darren. We've started this. And we formerly had a team of investigators for just paranormal. Our own team. It was called Site Paranormal.
That was looking kind of for ghosts.
Just basically ghosts, yeah, and not UFO and not like cryptid creatures or anything. Well, this is kind of encompassing all of it. So.
Which I think is really exciting because I have, honestly, I've probably told you this. I have looked for Bigfoot. Like as a kid, I was going to find Bigfoot. I was going to find Loch Ness Monster. And I was hoping to go to the Bermuda Triangle and not disappear, but maybe find something that had disappeared.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting.
I read those books and I wanted to do all that stuff. So I am really excited that you're going to go out and look for not just like hauntings, which hauntings are very cool, though they freak me out, but like that you might look into other phenomenon that are happening.
Exactly, and we will, yeah.
And it's a natural phenomenon too, right?
Exactly, because some what we might think are UFOs or paranormal are actually just things we don't understand yet that is natural to the earth or world or environment.
Right, that makes sense. Okay, so what is your channel called? Did I ask you that?
Yeah, you did. UnderTheOregonMoon.
Okay,
but
good.
That's okay.
Good. Have it written down here so I don't get lost.
I'll say it as many times as I need to.
Keep saying it. UnderTheOregonMoon. Okay, so it's on YouTube. When is that channel? When are you going to start rolling out content?
So we've got a few things on our page right now, but we're basically going to start our full live show on April 24th at 1 p.m. So we'll go live, and it'll probably be around an hour long. And basically it's going to be a lot of just me and my brother talking about the show, talking about stuff we read in the news. Because right now it's a real information dump of stuff we put on there. Mm-hmm. But we're going to choose stories and really kind of dive into it and have more of a conversation about it.
Okay, so like right now you have a Facebook group that is Under the Oregon Moon, right?
Yeah, it's a Facebook page.
And you're posting
all this stuff on there.
Okay, and you're going to talk about some of those stories on and go into a deeper dive on
Exactly. Nice. And maybe we'll talk about a story before we post it on that page, and then after we have the conversation, we'll post where we got our information from.
Nice. Okay, that's very cool. So that something like I've always been interested in reading and writing and that kind of thing. So it's kind of natural that I headed off toward the writing,
right.
writing world. So when did you kind of get interested in paranormal or things that go bump in the night?
Okay, so I don't know why, but I have always been interested. I've always gone toward noises, always looked in more investigating. And I'm a former hunter, so I like to go find things in the middle of nowhere. So I don't know.
Freak me out.
One of my pastimes was I lived next to Fort Stevens State Park and used to go and roam the tunnels all by myself.
Because they say those are haunted, right?
Well,
Fort Stevens.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Well, did you ever hear any?
I had but it was dark and creepy and noises and just wanted to go to find how far can I go in the dark before I hit a wall or water, or it was interesting.
Better you
I know.
than
I don't know.
Me. I would just be
I'm
screaming.
strange that way.
You're the perfect person to do it if you don't freak out over that stuff.
Right.
Okay, so we talked about kind of what your channel is and what you're going to talk about, which first, when you start off the channel, you're going to be talking about some of the things that you post on Facebook, some of the like news through NASA and news through other investigative sites.
Yeah, because not only are we the paranormal, UFO, high strangeness, we're also talking about planets and the things going on, what we're doing on Mars, what we're doing on the moon, what's going on with our space program. That's all going to be involved.
Nice. Okay. I like that you say high strangeness. That's just such a great term. I love it. I
right.
like high strangeness because it's like, maybe it's not paranormal, but maybe it's a little weird and you want to look into
right, exactly.
it. Right? Yeah, I like it. Okay. So are you thinking about doing any actual on-site investigations or going to anything? I mean, not Mars maybe. But
not yet. It's getting closer though. It's just crazy. I didn't think I'd see that in my lifetime, but no. Yes, we are. And some will be just me and, with my wife, we travel a lot, so we'll go into things, and then me and my brother will pick things, and yeah, we'll definitely.
So you're going to go around. Are you going to start off, do you think, with Oregon phenomenon, Oregon mysteriousness?
I know it's called Under the Oregon Moon, and that's because we're here, and but I really want to focus on the Pacific Northwest and up the I-5 corridor from California clear up to Canada. And so that's really what we're going to look for. But Arizona, Nevada, that's all going to be thrown in there. So there'll be other states involved.
Nice. So a headquartered under the Oregon moon, but the moon goes everywhere, so you're sort of following it.
I really want to keep it on the West Coast, and the reason is it's really flooded on the East Coast, which is great.
Oh, with investigators?
With investigators and going to places, and there's so much out west. We're not as old as far as buildings and that kind of stuff, but there's still a lot of history, a lot of high strangeness out here. So.
What's interesting is when I wrote my first urban fantasy series, the Ellie Beckstrom books, everybody was it felt like to me that everybody was writing East Coast cities. So there was like Chicago and things, New York stories and all that like that. And my editor said, I had said it in some no city name kind of city when I sent the book in. And my editor said, you need to set it in a city. And I'm like, such a baby Devon. I was so young. I'm like, can I put it in Portland? Can I put it in Portland, Oregon? She's like, yeah, you put it in Portland, Oregon. And so I set it in Portland because I felt like we didn't have a lot of like urban fantasy books that were set on the West Coast, and if they were in Seattle.
Exactly.
And I wanted Portland to get a shout out, and so it's the West Coast is kind of a little unexplored in those ways, which so many investigators and stuff looking into high strangeness were a little less explored, which makes it kind of fun.
It does.
Yeah,
it does. For
That's
sure.
very cool. Okay, so let's see. What else do I have on here? Ooh, okay. Eventually on your show, would you be open for interviews, whether people could interview through like Zoom or something like that, or in person? Are you
exactly. In person, through Zoom. We're planning on doing both, especially on this year. So, we've got some plans coming up. Hopefully we can get everything put together. But, definitely.
So, if someone were interested in contacting you, they would just contact you on the contact?
Through the page, there's an email address. You can contact us through the email address, or I even have my phone number on there, so you can even call me and leave a message and all.
You're going to get spam.
I know. I'm going to get prank calls, but it's all part of it. When I had my paranormal team, I had my phone number on there, same thing. So.
Did you get prank calls and stuff?
You got weird calls.
I bet you did. I think that comes with the territory.
Yep.
Okay. So this is one question that I really wanted to ask you, which is, can you tell me maybe a small experience that you've had that was maybe highly strange? It doesn't have to be proven paranormal, but like something interesting.
All right. So it's really weird that we started a ghost hunting team after we saw a UFO, but that's exactly what happened.
Saw the UFO, we're
I've
done.
only
Let's
seen,
go find ghosts.
Yeah. So through my paranormal team, I saw things paranormal, of course. We got things, voices, weird things like that. But the UFO is probably my most defined thing that I've seen. And it was with my brother Darren, who we're going to have Under the Oregon Moon with. Right. And we were helping my brother-in-law, your husband, move a friend from Portland down to Corvallis. And we had been moving all day, and we got all the way down to Corvallis, got him unloaded, and we're just heading back up I-5, windows down, and we're listening to, yes, it's kind of ironic, but Coast to Coast. Yeah.
Is that still around?
It is. It's not by, of course, he passed away,
right.
So it's, yeah. So, but anyhow, we were listening to it, and all of a sudden, it's before Albany, and it's in between there, we saw what was kind of just hovering, your triangle shape, red lights, weird, UFO hovering there, and it ended up going across the road and down. The whole time you could see the stars in the skies, and when it went over, it blotted the stars out. So it was solid, yeah. Even though I couldn't tell you how. Just that the red lights made it look like a triangle, and that it was floating like a balloon. Or a blimp. It wasn't moving like an airplane or a helicopter.
Did it have that blimp sound? That little
No,
motor?
It had no sound. Not even a plane sound. And that's what really was weird. We were on I-5. There were other cars. It was before cell phone cameras. And also I was driving and I didn't even pull over. I don't know why I didn't do a lot of things. But part of the problem is it took me so long to tell myself that it wasn't what I thought I was seeing and it was something normal, that by the time we really noticed it, it was off quite a distance. And it went straight down.
Interesting. So I-5 runs north-south along the, pretty much through Oregon, straight up through Washington.
And it came from west to east.
And
when did you go and went down in the east? Yeah.
That's very interesting.
I don't know what that means.
How big do you think it was? Like, how do you guess those things?
It's kind of hard because I couldn't tell the distance.
Is it like a blimp size, maybe?
Well, it was hard to tell the distance.
Yeah.
I don't know the distance. I mean,
well,
it was big. It was big. It was bigger than like if I saw like a little prop plane. It was bigger than that at the distance. I think it was.
Right.
So it seemed bigger than that.
And of course, where do people report this kind of stuff?
Especially then, because this was in like late 90s,
right?
Sometime. 96 or whatever,
because
97.
We're very young. You must have been like 2 or 3 years old driving.
Exactly. The reason I know is I had a 96 Ford Ranger that we were driving. And that's why I know it was after that. So it had to be like late 96, 97, somewhere in there. I can't really remember. And yeah, we didn't report it. And that's one of the big things, especially with a lot of rural people, is you have so many reported, but you have so many that aren't reported because who do you report it to? I wasn't going to go to the cops and report it.
Yeah, what are they going to do? Right. They're not going to do anything.
And it was before a lot of really internet too. So the next day I was cruising like media and looking. I couldn't find anything on it. But just like me, I didn't report it. So I'm not sure why anybody else would have.
Yeah, other people saw it. Like you said, there were cars on the road. So interesting. Okay, that's very cool. I've never seen a UFO. In case anybody is asking, I'm a little terrified of UFOs. Like I kind of wouldn't mind seeing one. That would be cool. But at the same time, I don't want to deal with little green men. I just don't. I don't want to deal with them. Okay, so I guess that kind of segues into this question. I didn't mean to do that, but it works well, so I'll go for it.
Go for it.
Do you ever feel scared when you're out investigating stuff? Because you did hauntings and stuff. Like you were brought into houses where people were worried.
Yeah. No. I don't. At this point. Startled, yes. I mean, something loud crashing or something. Of course, you jump just like in a movie or a theater when something happens. You get startled, but no. I go toward the noises, like I said. Maybe not a good trait for long survival, but...
You've made it so far.
So far,
you're
I made
okay
it,
so
yeah.
Far. You're just going to come around a corner and Bigfoot's going to be there with a club.
Right. Yeah. So I'm more curious, and that outweighs my fear, but I'm not really afraid. It's just like the unknown, and I'm like focused at the task at hand. So
that makes sense. I would be afraid.
Sometimes I look back at what I did, though, going, why did I do that? But it's
you
what
were
I did.
curious,
Yeah.
right? You want to go forward and find it, right? Okay, so I think I have pretty much covered all of my questions. Is there anything else that you want to share? I did have my husband ask what kind of equipment you use, and maybe he was thinking about when you're doing paranormal investigations. So what kind of equipment have you used? Maybe it's interesting.
Well, yeah. So you use your EMF detectors, which is the magnetic field, electromagnetic field, and you use K2, which is the same thing. The K2 meters, a lot of times you can have yes/no questions about making the lights light up. Same thing with a flashlight. You can use a flashlight in that way. Also, the Estes method, which is basically this radio that goes through all of the radio frequencies, and when it hits one, it tunes in a word. And so you listen to that, you blindfold yourself, you have somebody else asking questions, and then you just relay what you hear when you're doing it. And I've done it.
Have you?
Yeah. When you do it, it sounds like the most random garble, but sometimes it's right on point to their questions, and those are the ones that we kind of see if it leads us down maybe a rabbit hole or a direction to where we need to go, especially to help with questions and stuff. Like, if you keep getting a recurring name, well, then maybe there's something you really need to focus with the name in that area. Yeah,
that's very cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
I haven't heard that one. I remember you saying it recently, but I didn't know that you tried it out. That's
I did
cool.
it.
Oh, that is super cool.
Done it,
Was it weird to?
It is. After a while, it becomes really. So you have the static, and it's going as you're flying through channels. So you almost trance-like sometimes. You almost is like trance-like, and then it gets to the point where you've just had enough, and you just got to get out.
Yeah,
so
well, I would
it's really
think so.
weird.
Well, your brain must be processing a lot going through it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to close this up for now.
All right.
And then maybe we can do another real short one.
Sure.
I want to ask you a couple questions a little bit more about, I know it's in your past, but it'll kind of be mixed in a little bit with your current of some of your paranormal ghost searching stuff.
Okay.
Because I have a paranormal experience.
Oh, that would be great.
Share,
I would love to hear that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for now, I want to say goodbye. Thank you for coming. Check out Under the Oregon Moon. It will be live April 24th and live. Like my brother.
At 1, yeah.
Darell and Darren were all D's. So Devon, they are going to do a live show April 24th around 11 or 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
That's a Sunday.
It's Sunday, and if you don't see it on there, we'll post it to our pages. You can re-catch it, but try to catch it live because
we can ask questions.
Who knows what happens?
Yeah, maybe somebody interesting calls in or something interesting calls
Right, exactly.
I'll be watching. So anyway, thank you for coming,
Thank you.
and maybe we can do this again.
That would be awesome.
Okay, good. See you later.
See ya.
Bye.